What is going on, guys? XDG back in this BITCH segment. Stop. So, my God, we are fucking the movement has began, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not talk about this shit. Let's go ahead and address the shit. Now, I am from the 90s, ladies and gentlemen. That's clear. Let us make that perfectly fucking clear. That in the time period that I have played so many PlayStation, so many Xbox games, I have yet to have ever seen a few things in my life. I have always wanted some of my classic characters to come to the current generation consoles. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot, Jack and Daxter, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, bro, them games was my shit back in the day. I can't even lie, man. Them shits was my shit. You know what I'm saying? Your typical RPG was of no standing point. And I greatly just enjoy the concept of them existing. So now we're finally bringing Ratchet and Clank back. And it's not a fucking reboot like that PS4 entry, which was complete trash. We're not going to talk about it. But Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now, just from the automatic summary of this game, we can automatically assume that this game is going to be a hit because it's PlayStation 5, number one, PlayStation 5 exclusive, that's number two, and above all else, it is PlayStation 5 exclusive. So you Xbox lovers is not getting this title. I'm sorry. Just like you're not going to get Spider-Man 2, just like you're not going to get Horizon Forbidden West, you're not going to get this title because this title is not for you, not for the faint of heart, you feel me? But anyway, straight down to business. It has been a very good minute since Ratchet and Clank has brought itself back into the game. And it is really just at that level where you cannot physically comprehend why or what will come out of that. And me personally, I've been saying this. They did HD remakes of a lot of classic PlayStation titles over the course of, decades. Okay? Over the course of 2002, when Insomniac first dropped Ratchet and Clank, we've been doing this shit for a very good minute. So mind you, Ratchet and Clank been in the game for about 18 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's very amazing to see that some of the titles that I grew up playing with actually made it to this far into the game. You know what I'm saying? So Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart is said is not really, they said, as much information has been given. Technically, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is said to be a new entry. Okay, obviously you guys have seen the new trailer. You've seen the snippet gameplay that they dropped. Not bad. I like that. But here's the thing. One of the spin-off games in the Ratchet and Clank series, which was basically Clank on its own. I mean, you basically have that ideal concept that Clank is also a playable character, which they brought that back. Now, Clank had his own game back on the PSP, and now Ratchet and Clank have also bringing back, that aspect. So in the trailer, you can see that it's basically an alternate realities where realities have decided that they're going to come, they're going to come to clash, and then basically the universe will be destroyed. And apparently it is literally, it's going to play off the concept of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is basically Ratchet gets separated from Clank, and Clank ends up finding the female equivalent of Ratchet, which means that even though we didn't see it in the trailer, it's very likely that Ratchet is going to find the female equivalent of Clank. So at this point, I look at it like this. Just understand this. You're looking at the game itself. It shares many aspects and similarities from its predecessors and other entries in the series. Like I said, many times have you been able to play both characters in separate occasions. Much like with Jack and Daxter, Daxter had his own game, and then they pretty much put those two back together, and then they continued the series until they put it on hiatus. So like I said, a lot is the same with Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank did the same thing and also split those two apart to see what they could do without each other, and it didn't go well, just like with Jak and Daxter. So they brought it back. They did a remake, which in this case was supposed to be like, you know, a genuine reboot of the series, which me personally, don't get me wrong, I know the game did a very, you know, it did pretty good, you know, but it just wasn't the Ratchet and Clank I had really, you know, I had put in all those hours of gameplay, you know, that kind of thing. Like playing it on the PlayStation 2, the nostalgia is too saucy, you feel me? You cannot stop the sauce that is Ratchet and Clank. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm saying that the Ratchet and Clank that I know, you know, the original Ratchet and Clank that I know, was not exactly portrayed in this genuine aspect. You know, and of course they updated everything. So I can't really speak too much on how this game is going to genuinely be, you know, looked upon. But I can say that with the PlayStation 5 rumored to be coming out in late November, early December, which is around Black Friday and Christmas, it's very likely that, like, just the announcement of, you know, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, and Ratchet and Clank, among a few other titles that I cannot remember at the current time. We do have a lot of inspiration with this game, and in all honesty, I look forward to it. I honestly hope there is a multiplayer. I really do. Like, because I figure, like, think about it. It's a PlayStation 5 entry. They're not saying it's a PlayStation launch title like they did with with Spider-Man Miles Morales. So it's possible we could get Ratchet and Clank between the first 3 months of the PlayStation 5's release, or, you know, and since Sony backed out of, you know, E3, which also E3 was canceled anyway. Sorry about that. Completely almost forgot about that. But with that concept in mind, we have to acknowledge a few things. Ratchet and Clank, decent game series. But now the aspect of what we are to expect, like, we only got a fucking, what was it? We got 2 trailers. We got one that's exactly 2 minutes and 15 seconds, which is gameplay. And then we got the announcement trailer, which is exactly 2 minutes and 21 seconds. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. We need to figure this out. PlayStation 5 is coming out. Don't get me wrong, Xbox Series X is okay, but the PlayStation 5 about to be that nigga. You feel me? But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, you can follow me in the social media links below. You can also find me on DeviantArt, which is also in the link below. And if you don't like my commentary, by all means, check out some of my gameplay. I'm currently replaying Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and I'm also playing Life is Strange 2. So like I said, by all means, chop it up with your boy. Your boy is here to have that conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you again.